Hello, what is up everyone? It is me Jacob and today I am back with yet another video. It has been a while. As you know, I went home and then I was busy studying for some exams. Some of them went well, some of them did not, but that is not the point of today's video. Today's video is meant to help all of you who are still struggling with the decision or whether you would like to study at the WU or not. Specifically, this video is going to be about the WU Open House Day, which takes place on Friday the 8th of March. Which by the time you're watching this video has probably already passed. So this video is going to be my turn on the whole WU Open House Day because I myself have been a part of it a year ago and it has played a role in my decision to study here at the WU. So I thought I would basically, just tell you a bit about the day, like what I took from it and what you could have taken from it if you visited, and even if you did visit. I feel like, this could bring you another perspective. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, the thing that impresses a lot of people is the WU campus. Like the first time when you walk into that WU area and you just see all of these buildings and the entire campus is just so impressive that I know some people, and you know who I'm talking about, who basically decided to study here just because they like the campus so much. I would say that has played a role in my own decision, not as much, but still it is a very nice campus. During the day, there are many tours of the whole campus that are led by WU students, and I actually took part in one of those tours, and it was a great tour. I got to see a lot of the inside of buildings, especially the WU library. You can't actually enter the library because you don't have your student cards yet, but just the building is very impressive and it looks like a spaceship, literally. If you have seen what's it called, Passengers with Chris Pratt and Jennifer Lawrence, yeah, that's how the building looks from inside. So yeah, that tour was actually quite helpful and I just like the campus. There's nothing more to say about that. The next thing is, yeah, of course you get a little gift bag with I don't know, a drink, some pamphlets, a pen or whatever, a map of the campus, just nice touches. And then you go into one of the lecture halls. I mean, this is all you don't have to do all of the things that they offer, but if you want to, you can actually listen to some classes, of course shortened, like 20 or 30 minutes of a class. But the main thing was this one lecture where they introduced the whole bachelor's degree that I'm going for, which is the BWL bachelor's degree. It was of course in German, and back then I did not really understand everything they were saying, but I still got a lot of helpful points from that lecture that had later helped me decide on whether I want to study at the WU or not. Thankfully, I still have some of those notes here, so let me just fly over them and tell you some of the most important things that I found were new to me and that I did not see before in their pamphlets or online or whatever. So these are my kind of takes, notes on the whole BWL program. So this might be a bit all over the place, but anyway, let's just get into it. So first of all, they talked about the various degree choices that you have here at the WU Vienna. So bachelor's in BWL, which is Betriebswirtschaftslehre, then international Betriebswirtschaftslehre, internationale Betriebswirtschaftslehre, and the difference between them. And then they talked a bit about the Wirtschaftsinformatik, which is business informatics, then the socioeconomics, and then a bit about in a whole separate lecture about the law program here at the WU Vienna. I was not interested in the law program, so I can't really tell you anything about that. Most of you are interested in the BWL or the BBE, which is the Bachelor in Business and Economics, which is a new English taught program about which I will be talking about a little bit later. So first of all, the difference between the BWL and the eBWL. Basically, for BWL, you do not need to go on an Ausland semester, so a semester, a foreign exchange, let's call it like that, Erasmus or whatever. And on the eBWL, you do. Furthermore, on eBWL, you need to study 2 languages, so 2 foreign languages. German does not count, so you can take, for example, English and French. I think they offer French, Russian, Spanish, English. That might be it. I don't know. Don't take me on this. Check it for yourself. I'm not too sure. But basically, for all of these programs, you have the first phase, which is called the stay-up phase, which I talked about in some of my previous videos. It consists of 4 exams that you need to do successfully in order to pass into the second phase. The second phase is called CBK, or basically the common body of knowledge, I think. Common base of knowledge, or whatever, one of those two. And those 2 phases, which take 3 semesters if you study within the period of 3 years, which is not really... So basically, the first 2 phases are the same for everyone. So the first 3 semesters, you do not need to think about, you know, which direction, which degree you'd like to get at the end. You know, you can just come and study and decide after 3 semesters, which is a year and a half, which is really enough time for you to, you know, see what all the subjects are like and just, you know, decide which direction you want your studies to take. So that's kind of the basic stuff about you know, the first 3 semesters of your studies. Also, I wrote down that, you know, what is expected of WU students. It's basically that you plan everything for yourself. It's a lot more freedom than you had in high school, which can be awesome, but can also be confusing at times. Well, for me, it's better. For some people, it's worse. In every case, it's different. The second thing is we have the so-called Prüfungswoche, which are the, I'd say, exam weeks, which there are 3 of in every single semester, at the beginning, at the middle, and at the end of the semester. And this is when you're going to be writing your exams. Pretty basic. You could have found this on the website as well, but I wrote it down, so anyway. Then you can watch classes online. That is one thing that they told us that is true. I have watched some classes online. You have... for some of them, you only have like the presentation and the sound going in the background, and for some of them you actually have like the video of the lecture and then also the presentation. Again, nothing to say about that. Really cool stuff. When you miss a class, you can just watch it online. Then I wrote down what the questions are like in exams. It is basically a multiple choice type of question most of the time, with 5 possible answers, which means that sometimes all 5 will be correct, sometimes only 1 will be correct, but in no times are none of them correct. So it is, again, a bit different than high school, but something that you will get used to pretty quickly. Also, I wrote down that you can fail any exam in the stay-up phase 3 times, and then you have to pass it the 4th time. And later in your studies, you can fail it 4 times and you have to pass it the 5th time. Otherwise, you are, I guess, expelled or whatever. If you're thinking about applying for and possibly taking the entrance exam for both the English and the German taught program, the German taught program will have its entrance exam in the morning and the English taught one in the afternoon. So there will be no crisscrossing of the times, and you will be able to take both exams if that is what you want. But you will, of course, need to pay 50 euros for both programs for the application fee. Also, one other interesting thing I wrote down is that for people who want to work during their studies, they said that more than 10 hours of working per week has a negative effect on your grades and on your studies, which kind of makes sense, honestly. I mean, 10 hours is not that much time, especially if you work during the weekends. But for the very beginning, if you have a plan to like work 20 hours a week and support yourself during your, first semester here at the WU, you will have a bit of a tougher time. So I would not recommend that, at least not in the first semester. One thing I found useful are all of the pamphlets that I got during the Q&A session in the TC building. All of these pamphlets are available online. I'll try to find a link and post it down below in the description so you can check it out and download a pamphlet for every single degree choice at the WU, which will be really useful because, of course, you'll be able to read about every single exam, about some degree specific information that I did not cover in this video. Again, link in the description. And that would pretty much wrap it up. So this is most of the stuff that I found on the WU open house day. Might not seem like a lot, but it definitely helped me make my decision and decided I want to study at the WU, and hopefully some pieces of information in this video helped also you make your decision. If you have any questions, please make sure to post them down below in the comments or on Instagram or on Twitter. I answer all of your questions as best and as soon as I can. Sometimes I'm a little busy, but I guess that would wrap it up. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll talk to you all in a future video. Peace.